Okay. I was serious when I said I was just gonna go straight into another episode. But in case you have already forgotten what happened last time, we were running to the airport to get to Lily in time. And technically we did. Technically. I say technically because we had a massive heart attack and faded to white. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, we're in for one hell of an episode of Katawa Shoujo. With you, as always, is your host, Ryan, aka Ryman. And we may be ready to cry, but you know, we're gonna get there together no matter what happens. So take my hand, child. That's it. Good job. Let's go. It's a lot of ellipses. What's going on? It's another one of those moments where Hisao and I were totally fucking linked. I don't know either, my man. As I slowly open my eyes, a bright white light assaults my retinas. For minutes I just lay where I am, mindlessly staring ahead while my scattered thoughts coalesce in my slowly waking mind. Slowly but surely, the white begins to come into focus as a bare expanse begins to be drawn across my field of vision. The fuck am I looking at? What? Oh, it's a light? I'm staring at a ceiling. If I'm staring at a ceiling, that means I'm alive. Okay. It's only when the light fixture comes into view that my mind clicks that this is the ceiling above me. Okay. Slowly levering myself up, I silently absorb through all my senses the details of the room I'm in. If this is how we start our own Walking Dead adventure, I gotta tell ya, I'm all in. Have I been out for like 3 months? Tell me there's a half-eaten nurse outside. The smell and taste of strong bleach hang in the air, lending the impression of a place just slightly too clean to be natural. Inoffensive pale... That's a interesting way to describe the color. Inoffensive. Inoffensive pale peach-colored walls, all perfectly painted without a crack, stain, or imperfection. A single frame painting hangs on the wall, perfectly straightened, like the walls. It's as boring and inoffensive as it can be. My attention's grabbed by the translucent curtain waving across my vision. My eyes following it to the open window it covers. When I move my right arm to try and lift myself up and look through it, I feel the catheter dig in uncomfortably. It's only now, too, that I notice the cannula tubes winding around my cheeks and into my nose. After some fidgeting, I settle for just looking around the corner of the window. Beyond the thick leaves of several large trees, I can see the greenery below, backing out into the field. A customary island of green on the outskirts. What the fuck, Dawn? Green on the outskirts of the city. Well, there's Dawn, like, fucking busting through the doors. Like, is he awake yet? God damn it, Ryan! Judging by the sun outside, it's noon. Of which day, though, I'm not sure. So, I'm in a hospital once again. It's better than being on a slab, dude. Yeah. I let out a long, tired breath as I tried to collect my scattered thoughts. My mind seemingly cast in a dozen directions all at once with my many emotions running through me. After slowly lying back down, I decided to start at the beginning. Why I'm here. You kind of started a riot, a battle royale, or I did back at the airport, and then you had a heart attack. That answers that question, sir. I cast my mind back, but I can't work out a smooth recollection of what happened. The events of last night, or whichever night it was. Come back. Oh, excuse me. Side effect of doing this recording at midnight. Come back as a series of snapshots and a cohesive memory. Okay. Lying on my bed, looking at the origami bird. Beating the shit out of Hideaki outside the Hakamichi residence. Starting an epic battle royale in a crowd of people outside the airport. And then falling. Looking up at the searing bright airport entrance, seeing Lily's back as I lay on the ground. The silence of the private room suddenly feels overwhelming. Silence? You'd think there'd be like a heart monitor hooked up to me? So that's it. I had my chance to correct my mistake, and I blew it. Whether I was at fault for neglecting my medication and disregarding to pace myself, or my body was for giving out so soon, it doesn't matter now. All that matters is that, once again, I'm alone. The pastel blue pillow yields with little resistance as I let myself fall back onto the bed. Its starchy case, along with the starchy sheets, providing little comfort. Compared to the darkness of last night's events, the bright light of the room around me is striking. All it does, though, is emphasize how otherworldly places like this are. Arrhythmia. Oh my. Fuck, we're repeating the intro. This is getting meta. A strange word. A foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Are we in a time paradox? It's even playing the same music. It was a miracle that you were able to go on so long without anything happening, they said. And then it did. My condition had taken away everything. My old school was of no importance anymore. My home was reduced to a faraway place. Both my friends and my first love simply stopped visiting after a length of time. I became cynical and embittered, distant and subdued. In my defense, no person could avoid that after such a thing happening to them, but nonetheless, I left the hospital as a very definitely changed person. Things changed. I made new friends in Hanako, Shizune, and Misha. Far stretched 2 out of 3 of those people there. I found a new sense of home in my dormitory, a new interest in science and the world around me, and I found a direction to my life that I'd never felt before. But I'd also discovered other things. The sense of isolation of Mizunyamuku and its surroundings was not entirely unwelcome. The quiet giving a peace of mind I might not have found elsewhere, but it gave the area a feeling of being pushed out of the way, or being kept out of sight. People in the streets would sometimes glance awkwardly, or quickly turn their heads as they realized they were staring. Even in my condition, it wasn't visible, my uniform was. Even if it weren't, I was still different. I took 17 pills a day, morning, midday, and night. My scar, though hidden behind my clothing, was still a permanent mark of my condition. And most of all, there was the very real possibility of death. A bad fall, an absent-minded hard hit on the back, I would have ended up accidentally killing my man Hisao a long time ago with that one there then. A simple sprint taken too far. Anything could have set off my heart. and several times I teetered on the edge of the abyss, even with all the care I took of myself. But that was fine. I could have lived with all that. Because there was one final thing I'd found, or rather refound, after entering Yamaku, which was once again snatched away before my eyes. It's only now that I realized just how delicate my newfound sense of happiness was. Everything depended on her. The linchpin of my life since I first entered Yamaku as a sullen, confused, and aimless transfer student. Lily Sato was the one person I could depend upon all others, and who reappropriated the love that I felt for her. But I failed her, and only realized it too late. I thought I could just set my life up and continue that way forever, but the real world doesn't work like that. I finally realized the meaning of those words, only to be struck down as I confronted my failure to do so in time. Ellipses. The surroundings I'm now in are all too familiar. It's as if Yamaku was but a dream, and I'm still recovering from my first major heart attack. Maybe that's why I feel so tired. It feels almost as if I lived the entire last few months of my life in the space of minutes. Not really if you go by how I put out these episodes, man. We've been at this a while. The weight of my eyelids closes my eyes. My physical and mental exhaustion letting me offer no resistance. I think I heard a clock. Unintelligible mumbling from ahead of the bed stirs me out of my sleep. With my eyes still closed, I can focus and make out someone, presumably a nurse, bidding farewell to the doctor. As I open my eyes, I notice the door closing in my peripheral vision. The doctor stands reading some notes off a clipboard held in his hand, carefully looking over the pages. After consulting his obviously very important documents, he looks up and notices my gaze. It's now that I notice something slightly odd about his expression and general disposition, but I can't quite put my finger on it. He's probably surprised you're alive. I'm expecting to hear a "V has come too." Can I assume it's a man? I'm just gonna safely assume it's a man. I'm gonna do the Black Mage voice for this one. Ah, I see you're awake, Mr. Nakai. His quick glance to my bed and, to verify my name, shows that his documents obviously didn't have it written on them. I must admit this is a bit unfortunate your parents visited just earlier while you were asleep. I could notify them you're awake now if you'd like. No, wait, I can't keep doing the Black Mage voice for the doctor, because if the dad comes in, I remember using the Black Mage voice for the dad. Thanks, that would be good. I give a somewhat dazed reply, most likely the one he'd expect, before really thinking about what I'm saying. Okay, what would be good? What could I do? I can't do Jamaican merchant voice because I did that horrible thing for the nurse. And the Black Mage has gotta be for the dad, because I remember doing that for the dad way back when in like frickin' season 1, and I gotta have some kind of sense of consistency. Okay, random doctor, you're getting the mountain man. Oh, not a problem. If you have me. Horrible images of that character in particular being someone's doctor. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, I'll be happy to answer. Now, here's a lady you prefer to read. The anesthesia is going to take you affecting your little bit, I'm afraid. It's going to be a little whoopee in your mind. The anesthetic, of course. That's why I felt so strange the first time I woke up. I slowly shake my head, not wanting to dislodge any pipes or cause myself any more discomfort than necessary. The doctor politely puts down his clipboard in response. I guess my main question is, the fuck happened? Well, simply, your heart will go boom, 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 and you fell down after causing kind of rocket window with silver. I don't know if I can keep doing that. The doctor keeps giving more lines. I'm just gonna read it normal. After being stabilized, you were taken to the operating room. What followed was a keyhole surgery in order to insert a temporary peacemaker. Temporary? So I'm temporarily a cyborg, is what you're saying. All in all, the incident happened 2 days ago, with emergency treatment being carried out very soon afterward. Since then, we've kept you under close observation while you were asleep. Will I be alright? Are there any lasting You have arrhythmia! Yes, there will be lasting problems! Compared to the procedure carried out on your first heart attack, this was relatively minor. While you will have to undergo surgery once more in a few days, time to remove the... You want to carry that? You want to start over from there? You want to start over, right? You sure? You sure? Okay. Well, you have to undergo surgery once more in a few days, time to remove the pacemaker, assuming there are no complications. There should be no lasting implications. He continues talking and talking and talking and talking. The subject shifting to a repetition of facts about arrhythmia and my medications I already know for the most part. Obviously not, because you keep failing to fucking take your pills. I start to nod and feign interest while my mind drifts. I begin to think how perfectly hung the inoffensive painting hanging on the wall behind his shoulder is, and how neat and sterile the surroundings are, even including the doctor himself. If my mumbling bores you, you're quite welcome to say no, Mr. Nakai. Lord knows I lose track of myself sometimes. We just got caught daydreaming. He gives a short chuckle at his self-deprecating joke as I grimace awkwardly, having been rather badly caught out. The doctor's chuckles sound different from the nurse at Yaoku, though. Come to think of it, as I ponder why, I realize why the man in front of me feels just that little bit off. His smile is neat and sterile. He delivers his little joke perfectly with a customary inoffensive chuckle. It is like, rather than talking to the man whose name is neatly printed on the name tag pinned to his lab coat, I'm nearly interacting with an actor reading off a pre-rehearsed script, every action having been choreographed beforehand. I suppose he has to be this way, though, being a doctor. He has to keep his neat and sterile smile when chatting to the girl with cancer slowly spreading through her body, when reassuring the woman who will surely die from childbirth, and with every other terminally and critically ill patient. That little bit of distance, that little bit of aloofness. It makes me wonder if I've been too harsh, especially considering the disproportion far from being adopted only by people in his profession. After all, the one I loved kept that same distance from others herself. Looking up to the doctor again, I realize I've been in thought with my head bowed for some time. I understand you must still be tired. You have been through a lot. And as I mentioned before, the anesthesia... Why can't... I had the word before. What the fuck is wrong with me? The anesthetic, it will still be affecting you. If you don't mind, I'll let you get some rest and tell your parents you've woken up for you. I think... that would be good, thank you. He gives a curt nod before picking up his clipboard and making his way to the large white door at the corner of the room, closing it behind with a thud. In the end, I'm alone again. Lily's gone. Akira's gone. Hanako would be traveling. Even my parents have already left the hospital. 4 pale peach walls, 1 white ceiling, and a single open window to look out towards the world outside. It's hard to think of the future when the past is crowded around you, claustrophobic in its neat, sterile, starchy, bleach-smelling grip. Lost for what to do or focus on, I content myself with sleeping the time away as if this was just another dream like Yaoku had been. white. That's offensive. A sterile, clean, white heat for a sterile, clean room. My eyes open, and I simply stare at the ceiling for some time. It's about as interesting as a television would be, mounted on the metal rack hanging off the ceiling ahead of the bed. Indeed, the television saw its entire use during the time my parents were here, left on quietly as they waited for me to wake. It was about as banal as it's been the first time I ended up in the hospital. Earlier today, an attending nurse had offered to turn off the EKG speakers. I refused simply because the sound is so entirely normal to me now. It's almost comforting, in a way. The metronome-like of regularity gives at least some feeling that time is moving, even in a place such as this. I think music is kicking on, but I honestly had the volume turned down a bit. After some time of listening to its beeping while awaken, though, I realize there's another sound in the room. Concentrating all my efforts on listening, task made rather easy by the lack of distractions. Right, yeah, the tiny melody can be heard. So that's not game music? Sorry for the silence, I'm actually trying to listen in on this. Sounds like one of those music boxes. Light and quiet. The sound almost fragile, as if it's dwarfed by the EKG pulses. Tilting my head just slightly to the side in an effort to see the source of the melody without dislodging any of the sensors and pipes stuck into me, I notice a little wooden box sitting on the nightstand next to the bed. Oh my fuck! My mouth opens just slightly while I silently watch the tiny yellow metal drone slowly rotate inside. The little bumps on its surface gradually move. Isn't that the music box we gave Lily? Isn't she in Scotland? Are we in Scotland? Did we get put on this music box? It's the one I gave. The creaking of the door breaks me out of my reverie, my head and heart remaining still as my eyes turn to the one who comes through. Long tan skirt, peach off the shoulder sweater, pale, almost porcelain skin, blue clouded eyes, and look. All I can do is stare as Lily slowly walks into the room. Unless we're dreaming. Her fingers lightly running over the wall for orientation, and my mind comes to a shuddering halt. Lily? She stops mid-stride, her entire body tensing. Hisao, was that you? I hope? Her voice is quite pensive, echoing her expression. I thought you fucked off to Legoland! Lily takes one tentative step forward, then another, as if she were holding herself back. Her control over her composure is for naught, though, as she finally rushes over to where I lay it, as the last of her resistance falls. Huh? Did this tall idiot just give up Scotland for me? For Hisao? For us? Is that what I'm doing wrong with my love life? Do I have to go find a blind chick, a tall, beautiful, blonde, blind chick, and have a heart attack for Is that what I gotta do? Is I gotta go have a fucking heart attack? I mean, I'm willing to do it. I'll try anything. Okay, not every. I'll try almost anything once. I'm slightly taken aback when she grabs hold of me, hunching over as tears begin to fall from her cheeks. Since only minutes ago, I thought she was on the other side of the fucking world! After a moment of hesitation, I rest my right hand on her soft shoulder. Hisao. Lily's body trembles as her tears blot the pale green sheets, her emotions flooding through her carefully maintained exterior. With her face now closer and made easier to see for her pale skin being lit by the sunlit light from the window, I notice her cheeks being redder than they should be. It's okay, Lily. I'm okay. You don't need to... Oh, that looks like an angry face! Is she about to slug me? She rights herself quickly, her crying forcefully stifled with both sadness and stubbornness remaining in her moistened eyes. Her prideful nature, always having been something to contend with, takes me off guard. Stop telling me not to worry about you, you fuckwit! Just this once let me cry. Jesus, girl! Okay! I'm caught speechless. She waits for a response, but her composure breaks again after a handful of seconds. We should probably just let her cry. She probably would start beating us. I swallow hard and try to settle my own emotions while she weeps onto my bed, a strange mixture of relief and depression welling up. Lily's here! She's actually fucking here! If I couldn't feel her skin under my hand, I'd hardly believe my own eyes! My efforts weren't for nothing. We somehow convinced this woman to leave everything to stay with us. The fuck? My body's attempt to take away everything that was important to me once again has been foiled. It's like, fuck you, body. But now I don't feel as heavy as I thought I would. Okay, but you're going to have to walk me through this one, Hisao. What? Seeing her here, crying like this over me, this is the one thing I wanted to avoid since coming to love her. No, even since leaving the hospital. I'm sorry, Lily. It's my fault I'm here. I shouldn't have tried to push myself so far. To be fair, Hisao, it did not help that you had a particular voice, like whispering over your ear, like, run to her, start a fight, burn the airport down. I don't think I said burn the airport down, but I think I would have said burn the airport down if I had remembered to do so. She can't leave on a jet plane if you burn down the entire airport. She can't leave on an airplane if you get all your friends together, gear up, and right before you walk in to stop everything to save the one you love, you just look back at the posse you've gathered and say, remember, no Japanese. That reference people will have to get. That's not that long ago. After months of keeping myself together so nobody worry over me, I went and did something like this. I guess I'm pretty dumb. With a couple of sniffs and a long breath, Lily manages to pull herself together and calm down a little. Despite her red cheeks, moist eyes, and the lines of the tears still visible, she technically wears that weak smile she seemed to so often to give. You needn't blame yourself. I heard later that it happened as you were running down the road after me, right? Still... She wipes her eyes with the back of her hand, returning more to her old self as the rush of emotion wears off. Why did you run after me, Hisao? I moved to respond, but noticed her face tightening. Even after I said goodbye and left Yamaku Academy. Because we fucking love you, you doll! Why is everyone being stupid? She takes a moment to steady herself, her emotions almost bubbling up once again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. Sorry? For the times when I wasn't there when you needed me. Until now, I thought you were just... I thought you just being there would be enough. I only need you by my side to make any day feel better. Even if my body may be like this, I wanted to help you. To be there when you needed someone. But you always were there, Hisao. Why did you want to go to Scotland, Lily? Why? I told you before, because Akira was going, and because of my family's summons to their home. Why didn't you say that you wanted to go? I'm not stubborn offering, but this one time I think I need to be. I want you to stay here, Lily. I want you to stay where everyone you know lives, and where all your dreams and ambitions were made. If you choose to stay, I'll never leave your side. I won't let you lose another person. You're gonna give me fucking arrhythmia, dude. Come on. When I had my heart attack, I was snatched away from everyone and everywhere I knew. You showed me a new life after I came to Yamaku. I'd lost my past, but you showed me a future. What's happening to me? It's true that I haven't always been there for you. I'm unreliable. Sometimes I lied, and I thought I'd come to understand you, and I haven't understood. Bullshit! Every time I had a goddamn option, I tried to be honest with this woman. I've tried to be honest with every woman in this story so far. That's a fucking fact. Be that as it may, I want to give you a future as well. I want to be there for you, to share both your burdens and your happiness, just like I promised back in Hokkaido. I want you to trust me. I know I had problems coming to put my trust in you, after losing so many people I'd known after my heart attack. But that's how I know that being unable to trust others can feel awful. That's why I can't watch it. This music box been going on for a long time. I'm impressed. But that's why I can't watch you just throw everything away like this. I never want you to go through what I did. I would do anything to stop that. You can be quite steadfast when you want to be, can't you? As I said, it isn't often. My weak smile drops, though, as the IV in my arm digs in a little. It's a harsh reminder of my tether to my condition. Lily's face tenses as I let out a small gasp of pain. Ooh! Immediately making me wish I stifle it better. All I can do is sigh in defeat. I try not to let anyone worry over me the entire time since I left the hospital, but I can't even stop the one person I love most from crying over me. Even if I might finally be able to put my feelings into words, I feel pretty useless with a body like this. Every time I try to reach towards something, it was just snatched away, and even now, things only turned out for the better due to luck. I guess that's something else I should apologize for. All I can do is make you worry. Even now, there's a very little chance I'll live anywhere near a full life. The feeling of Lily's warmth, her soft hand moving over my left cheek, makes me lift my head up. Her smile gentle and warm as she touches me. I think that is something very natural for you to say. You were always so sincere and self-conscious. You were also reserved and mild-mannered, and patient to a fault with Hanako, yet curious about everything and everyone. When I said I missed you while I was with my family, I wasn't lying or exaggerating. The thought of you was never far from my mind, and helped me through that time. Why? That's why I was so confused about what to do when my family summoned me. Even after I thought I'd made my decision, you tried your hardest to challenge me about it. I didn't confess to you out of pity or believing you were somehow different from what you are. I confess because I never want to lose you, and want you to always be a part of my life, no matter what might change. You are a very beautiful person, Hassan. Oh, your heart changes none of that. So please, don't apologize for yourself anymore. For a long time, silence reigns in the room. I'm not normally sure what this newly born feeling inside me is, but it pales into insignificance as I wordlessly gaze at Lily's smiling face, warm and gentle as it always been. It's only as her thumb crosses my cheek, wiping away a single drop of moisture, that I realize that this is all I've ever wanted. For what feels like the first time, I give an earnest, wide smile. As Lily feels it against her palm, she returns the gesture. Yes, we can smile again! More time passes before either of us say a word, neither of us needing speech to communicate our feelings to each other. I know I can't promise you that I'll always be around, or that we'll be together forever. With some difficulty, I slowly lift my head, placing it onto her pale shoulder. But I think I can at least take you to next year's Tanabata festival to make up for making you miss this year's. Lily's expression is one of surprise, though I can't say I blame her. You remembered that? You remembered that? I don't even remember the fuck we're talking about. I've got a pretty good memory sometimes. I'm glad you do. Oh, shit. my memory's terrible. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. Maybe I shouldn't try a relationship. I can't remember the simplest things. I'm fucked in every sense of the word. She raises her head a little and takes her hand from my cheek, giving a small amused giggle. I smile absent-mindedly at how earnest it is, almost girlish in its lightness. Still smiling warmly, she collects herself and stands upright with her hand resting on my chest. It feels like I'm seeing her for the first time. The sun from the window glowing behind her just as it did when I first walked into that room where she was drinking tea. Very well, then. Shall we make it a promise between the both of us to go next year's Tanabata together? Oh my god, that reminds me, I have to play that one other game when September 22nd comes along. I say I have shit memory. What is happening to me? Someone help me. Someone call a priest. I don't know what's wrong. Even if she can't see me doing so, I nod approvingly. I promise. I promise. Fading to white? There's a skip? Oh, we got a good ending! Yeah! Holy fuck! I'm not gonna lie, this story got good. It got good as it kept going. Holy crap! You know what? I'm a little torn right now. I legitimately am. I mean, the Hanako is fucking great, but this story was like fan-fucking-tastic. fantastic. No wonder it kept going and going and going. The story was just building up and building up until it hit this goddamn climax. So in the end, yeah, I don't know which girl I like better, Hanako or Lily. And it's still, oh my god, what the fuck? We got an epilogue! What? 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 Akira, Lily, and I silently sit on the grassy embankment high above the local town, the breeze gently blowing through the cloudless sky. You're a fucking liar, I see clouds. We may be just a few minutes' walk from town, on a hill just outside its limits, but the view is entirely unexpected. Lily sits beside me, her eyes closed, as the gentle breeze flows through her hair. This is a nice area. Yeah, I never knew a place like this was anywhere near Yamaku. She stayed too! Oh, fuck! And I had to be the one to find it, of course. Akira's grin is genuine, but her tone is slightly different from her usual carefree nature. It's good that you're out of the hospital, though, Hisao. Nobody's more glad than I am. I can't stand hospitals. So, you two going back to school tomorrow? Yep. Akira chuckles in amusement before looking back to the town below, the trees between the buildings swaying in the wind. Pity we couldn't go up north for the summer holidays, or get to Tanabata. I wouldn't worry. There's always next time. You'll be graduating before the next summer vacation, won't you? Yeah, there'll still be college after that, mind. Going to the same one? Likely. We both have high enough scores to meet the entry requirements. You sound so sure. Don't worry. You're better than I am most subjects. Then I guess we'll work it out in due time. That's the way. Just enjoy yourselves in Yamaku while you're there. Lily gives a sad sigh at the distinction made between Akira and the two of us. Do you really need to go back to Scotland? Yeah, the folks are already out for my blood as it is. You weren't meant to stay this long. She gives her trademark wide grin. Setting my boyfriend up with a passport took some time. I want to imagine she just, like, the boyfriend's, like, sitting in his apartment, right? You know, probably just fucking bummed, as he probably would be. And all of a sudden, like, Akira just comes crashing through the window. And be like, hey, you were so good, I decided I'm bringing you with me. Wouldn't you just sit there and be like, okay? Better yet, she crashes through the window with her posse of adventurers. Everyone's getting a posse of adventurers on adventures of any caliber. I don't care what it is. You're getting a posse crashing through the walls and windows like an FBI raid, and be like, take my hand. You're joining the posse. We're going on an adventure. Fuck it. I would go. If a chick I liked, like, came crashing through the window and did that, would put on that whole show, you'd be like, fuck yeah, let me grab my machete and my bolt-action rifle and bayonet. Let's go. You're taking him with you? Just for a while at first. He's a surprisingly worldly guy, so I think he'll do just fine. Akira gives an amused snort. If our father had it his way, I'd have gone a long while ago. I just couldn't pass up an excuse to stay with you, my favorite sister, a little while longer, though. She leans right and gives Lily a playful hug, cheering her up considerably. It's nice to be with you one last time, though. For what it's worth, I'm in the same boat. Thanks, you too. I'll try and come back sometime, don't worry. It's a shame that business keeps you so busy. The place won't run itself, I'm afraid, and I think it's going to be just the same over there. Considering that, I better get going. Have fun over there, Akira. Ha ha ha! Will do! My accent for her has been getting worse and worse and worse. And I guess I feel I just need to keep apologizing. I'm sorry. With a slight grunt, she lifts herself up with her hands and stands up, dusting herself off as she does so. Well, I better be off. The plane won't wait for me, after all. She has a certain usual wistfulness in the tone of her voice, her eyes firmly planted on her sister. I'll be okay, Akira. Yeah, I know. Come now. It isn't that bad. You'll be able to see us again soon. I almost started slipping into Scottish with her. I guess it's appropriate. I gotta wrap this up. This has gotta wrap up soon. I'm falling apart. It is strange to have Lily reassuring and doubting Akira for once. She really has changed. Goodbye, Akira. Hey. More like see you later. I meant for that to be a nice thing, like, oh, don't say goodbye, it's just see you later. But then remember it says, let's see you later, involving blind people. Bye. For a second, the dark-clad figure looks down on us both of us, smiling wildly, perhaps more wildly than I've ever seen her do before. She lets out a long, slightly wavering breath to steady herself before leaving, but eventually slips her hand into her pocket and turns on her heel. And with that, she walks away, one hand held in the air she goes. See you later, you two. A jazz tune with no beat, melody, or direction to the very end. After a few moments of sitting silently, Lily and I pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off. Turning towards her with a broad smile, I hold out my hand. Shall we be off, then? She takes my hand in hers with a gentle nod and smile as beautiful and warm as ever. Indeed we shall, Hisso. Oh my god, we're literally walking into the fucking sunset. I mean, the sun's not there, but we're walking off into the fucking sunset. We're walking off into a Bob Ross painting. That's the best kind of ending. No, yeah, we're keeping that. There's walking off together, walking off into the sunset together, and then there's walking off into a Bob Ross painting together. It's got the fucking happy plants and the goddamn lighthouse back there. As we set off towards the school, that wonderful smile engraves itself onto my memory. That wonderful smile that we both share. Our paths may be scattered and at times overshadowed by sadness, but they're also an irrecallable part of our lives and personalities. Even if I could change a single thing, I wouldn't, because my past was what led me here. Please, Ryan, please get that song out of your head. Please get the bless the broken road is however the fuck that goes. It's a song. There's a song for everything. That's why, even with all that's happened to us before, all that maybe will befall us, together we'll keep walking forwards. Forwards towards the future. Our future. Now it's done. What can I say that I haven't already said when the credits were rolling? I think I legitimately like this story better than the first one with Hanako. Hanako is fucking great. That's why these two girls, they're fucking tied with each other. It's no wonder that they just happen to be friends, and both of their scenarios literally go fucking hand in hand with each other because of just how good it is. Oh my god. I guess I shouldn't keep stalling, even though part of me kind of wants to. We did it, guys. We made it to the end of Season 2 of Katawa Shoujo. So, like before, it's going to be a good long little break. A long little break. Long little happy break. Until the eventual Season 3. No, guys, I don't know what girl is going to be in Season 3. Just like what I did with Season 2, I'm basically just going to choose some random choices that I didn't choose before and see where that takes me. But that's the future. For now, just going to end this night with a smile on my face. That was beautiful. That was legitimately beautiful. You know, guys, if you want to pick this game up for yourself, it's it's fucking free. That's the best kind of thing. So, guys, fellas, the usual rundown. If you had any enjoyment whatsoever of watching / listening to me get through any of all of Lily's path of Katawa Shoujo, like the video, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with the guy down the street you don't even know. This is going to be what breaks the ice between you two and form a new friendship. Follow the Facebook page to keep up with all the news and the content. Hop on board the Discord channel. You know, if you want to hang out with other like-minded, deranged, messed up individuals. Most of us are harmless, I promise. And until the next time, guys, until Season 3, stay awesome out there. Adios.